Yo, what's up, guys? It's KB. Thanks for tuning in to another video here on the Outside the Box Podcast YouTube channel. If you like the content you're seeing from us here, be sure to smash that like button, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos, leave a comment down below, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And now let's get into another original video here on the Outside the Box Podcast YouTube channel.
What up? Welcome into episode 21 of the Outside the Box College Lacrosse Podcast. I'm Uncle Deej, and it's the nephews, Hoots, Jordan, sitting across from me. We're about to do the thing, talk about what's happening in the college lacrosse realm. But before we dive into all of that, don't forget to subscribe to the pod, youtube.com/OTBLaxPod. Find full video episodes of this podcast. Also, all kinds of other lacrosse exclusives from the main OTB pod. Don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia, where you get full video episodes of the main OTB pod and other things surrounding Water Dogs Wednesday, and all Philadelphia sports. Coming up this week on Water Dogs Wednesday, the one, the only, the rookie sensation, Kyle Lewis, will be on the pod with KB. I might sneak on there and say a few words to him as well, but look out for that coming out on Thursday or Friday of this week. Don't forget to follow my nephews across from me, Jordan_John5 on all socials everywhere, Hoot Sport Media on all socials everywhere, and then, of course, me, Uncle D's12 on Instagram, SCS_next great. You can find the rest of my socials there. And this episode of the Outside the Box College Lacrosse Podcast is powered by our friends at 47, truly the best headwear and apparel in the game. With a vast collection of collegiate gear, they'll make sure you're repping your favorite college lacrosse team all season long. With our link in the description, shop with 47 and get free shipping on all orders when you join the 47 family. Just make sure to make an account, as it's free, and start earning points on every purchase that you make. Turn those points into free gear. Again, use our link in the description to shop with 47 and get free shipping on all your orders when you join the 47 family. Shout out to 47 for being a proud partner of OTB College, and the official headwear partner of Underground Industries. Nephews, how we doing?
Good, man. Weather's breaking out nice. Can't complain. All the major tournaments coming to Baltimore the next couple of weeks. So, yeah, I can't complain on my end.
About the same over here. Had a very busy weekend. Did a couple of football camps out here. Bo Nix, J.K. Dobbins, so that was sick. That's about it. Just basically working every single day. So here we are.
Hey, the grind don't stop. That's for real ninjas out here. If you know, you know. I mean, I'm living the dream, doing the thing. Had another tournament this weekend. Didn't quite turn out as good as the first. Ended up going 1-3 this weekend, but it was just a matter of us not showing up. I will say it did rain unexpectedly Sunday, which can really that can ruin a championship Sunday real quick. So we ended up losing that first game in the semis on championship
almost ruined
Sunday.
UFC 205 allegedly.
I don't know if it was even close down there, but I did end up watching that, and woo, what a scene that was Sunday night. But yeah, we're 4-5 on the summer as a team, so we're doing well. I'm happy with where we are. We have 2 weeks. We have all of this week of practice and all of next week before we have a tournament again next weekend. So we're in good shape to get better and finally go out, win some more games, and hopefully bring home a chip. So I'm feeling good about where the group is.
You putting that team in Naptown?
No, we're going to what do they call the Team Illinois Invitational in Rockford.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Regional club, I assume. Regional?
Yeah. Yep. Southwest Michigan. Gotcha. So, like, basically this whole area down here. Kalamazoo, Mattawan, Battle Creek, those kind of areas that you've never heard of.
Battle Creek's kind of tough.
I say other than Kalamazoo.
Western Michigan.
Yep. We on the map. Right? When you win a national championship, you get on the map. PJ Fleck put us on the map.
Literally the only thing I know about Western Michigan.
Facts. But yeah, so we're we're trending in the right direction. I'm excited. But more exciting things happening in the college lacrosse realm. I believe last week we started talking about the coaches. So we're going to start with the biggest news of the week, which was the biggest name left in the portal finally deciding on where he's going to land. I thought I hated him already because of where he was as a Michigan fan. And then he decided to go to this place, and now I hate him even more. Like, he could have probably saved himself, and I could have liked him a little bit if he chose a different school. But people, Garrett Haas has decided to take his talents to the University of Maryland. He will be a Terp and playing in College Park starting next season. Didn't think it could get any worse for me. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Y'all know how much I hate Maryland, right? I just want to put that out there.
I've lost count at this point.
No.
Hey, chill, okay? It's really just 3 places.
That's fair.
Utah's probably at the top of the list. Well, nah, it's second.
Utah's the most
It's
random
second.
one.
It's high up there.
Ohio? Top of the list. Top of the list. Nothing can beat Ohio. Like, honestly, Ohio's like 1, and then 2 is like way down here. There's a large gap between 1 and 2. And then 3 is definitely Maryland. Baltimore's dope, but the rest of it can go. That ugly-ass flag, oh, my God. It makes me want to throw up every time I see it.
Oh, my God. This man's trying to start stuff. Trying to get me. Right, yeah. Mama always told me don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say, you know. But
Well, I'm sure you got something nice to say about Garrett Haas.
I mean, yeah, he's a good player. The thing with Haas is that I'm just surprised at the timing of his commitment, considering that on paper, at least right now, as we record, Maryland has no offensive coordinator. I mean, obviously, listen, I'll be the first one to say that Maryland program speaks for itself. John Tillman, the history of it, going there. Obviously, he sees them as a contender. But, like, as of right now, with no offensive coordinator, and while Tillman is Tillman, there's no really clear direction as to where the offense is going. And I don't want to press the panic button yet because I want to save that for later. But like, it's puzzling, and I don't mean, and puzzling doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think it's just an unfinished puzzle in College Park. And there's one, and the thing with Haas, even if Phipps was the offensive coordinator still, like they had an offensive coordinator, he just committed to play under Phipps. There's only one ball to go around. And I worry about that team in particular, especially with all the young guys, where they're scores. And so I'm just wondering how the pieces are going to fit together. They also got another transfer in D'Amato from UMBC, who I
God, are you ever going to let me do my job? I had such a setup ready. I was about to toss you a crazy lob, but it's okay.
Right.
Dive in. I definitely was.
Guy, you already know I'm going to toss that up to myself and catch it.
It's person off the backboard.
Oh, I say, yeah, he'd off the backboard, John, on some Kobe.
Right, like, so you get him, and he's like the only off-ball guy like that they've gotten in the portal. I mean, granted, they haven't made a ton of moves in the portal yet, and seeing with no coordinator, you might think why, but like, you're gonna have Elijah Stovall next year. You still got the young cats and Matty Higgins and Spencer Ford. You lose a lot out of that senior class, but you're bringing in guys who want the ball. And while they're at the same time while they're young guys, and you can certainly tailor your offense to their strengths and teach them new things. I want to kind of, before I react to what like the Haas, it's odd on the surface, but I don't want to say kind of a yay or nay until I see one, the offensive coordinator, and two, the other pieces that they go and get, because I still Maryland, and with now, we'll get into it later with Ohio State, but like these are jobs that I think sort of like Virginia, Syracuse, who we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. If a sitting head coach goes there, or even just whoever they poach, it's going to be a domino effect kind of wave. So, I just want to pause on Garrett Haas going Maryland. Like I like he is, well, according to Matthew Nessler, translating to the University of Maryland. Nothing official yet, right? Or
It's on IL's website, so
right. So I just want to leave it at like he is going to Maryland, and I want to see what else happens in College Park before I judge it.
hey, the one game I
That's
saw of
fair.
him in person this year was great. 5 apples. So can't speak to the rest of his season overall, moving the ball around, but the one game I got to see up close, it was very impressive.
You mean, yeah, he's a good player. Like he's gonna go there and he's gonna get his. Like I think regardless of what happens, but like, I mean, there's a difference between getting his and winning a national championship, making it back to the tournament. You could make the argument Leo Johnson went down there and got his, but they still ain't make the tournament, So like, how much does that mean?
Hey, Ohio State didn't do much either, so I can't say I blame him.
But not, I think the one thing that holds back attacking in the Big Ten is that it's such a slow league. Everybody's defense is really good. Everybody likes to play slow and limit the possessions and go deep into the clock. Like, and then to me, I feel like a lot of the offenses are stagnant. It's a lot of one guy dodge, only like 2 or 3 off ball movements, and if we don't have anything, we just reset. Like, we got to get more movement. We have to have more transition. Like, the game needs to be faster for the Big Ten. And then I think we'll see more attackmen really shine within the league. But at the same time, it really makes the middies and the D stand out in the Big Ten. Because, I mean, you're going to dodge on the short stick a lot. So if you can beat a guy, you're going to stand out. And if you can...
I mean, if it wasn't for Sean Light, there's like 3 guys in the Big Ten that could easily win the Schmeiser, or could have won it this past year.
Yeah, like the Big Ten is always loaded with great defensemen. It's a tough league to be an attackman in and do well. But I think Garrett Haas has done a great job of finding ways to make himself stand out. And I think Maryland will continue to help him do that. And it was a good spot for him to go. I just don't like it as a Michigan fan. That's all that is. I wish honestly, if he's going to stay in the Big Ten, pick Johns Hopkins or Rutgers. I would have been fine with either one of those. Don't go to Penn State because that's just a death wish. Like, who wants to be in Happy Valley? I can't believe he picked Ohio State in the first place. Maryland? I don't really have a...
So he literally is the DJ's worst triple threat. Isn't he? Oh, wait, he's not a Utah kid. My apologies. He did a mission for a couple of years. I thought I was going to say he was a Utah
that counts.
kid.
That basically makes him a Utah kid.
Okay.
He willingly went to Utah for 2 years?
Right. So essentially, like, yeah, you got that small aspect, but he goes to Ohio State, then he goes to Maryland. So it literally almost is like the DJ triple threat.
Literally not my kind of guy at all. Keep him far away from me, actually, please.
I hope that he balls out so Deej has to acknowledge him next year. Because that's going to be hilarious.
We need to get some dirt because, like, if Deej hates him and then he's like the best like bar weapon and like absolute like glue guy, like
imagine he's literally like the best guy in the world.
That's literally.
I'm just like fuck that guy.
somebody in Columbus or somebody in College Park already, like we need to get some dirt on that. not dirt, but just some. We just need to figure out what kind of guy he is.
Another big transfer that came through this week was a guy out of the D3 realm that started in the NCAA. This guy has taken all the necessary steps to play at the biggest part in the game. Dominant scorer this year for the RIT Tigers. Ryan Sanders, going to the one place I hate the most, Utah. Somehow I have a feeling I'm going to be saying the words Utah quite a bit in this upcoming college season. I don't know how much you guys know about Ryan Sanders. I tend to watch boatload of D3 lacrosse.
Freaking dominated at RIT.
I mean, insane.
Yeah, like that tournament run was one of the most insane runs I've ever seen. Period.
Yeah, I mean,
Division 1, 2, 3.
They won their conference tournament because he exploded for 6 goals in a game. Like it was just insane.
And for him going out to Utah, like that's a big get for that program. Like, I mean, in all honesty, like I love the move, right? But we all know who it's going to come down to at the end of the day. It's going to be Utah and Jacksonville battling out for that automatic qualifier, like those two teams always do. They still, I mean, yeah, Utah's exciting, and I like what they're doing with Drew McMahon. I mean, he slowly built that thing up after Brian Holman taking the foundation of what Coach Holman left. So big get for them, and he should contribute right away. I mean, obviously they lost Steins, but that's not a bad replacement, certainly, in Ryan Sanders. And a guy is going to come in and contribute big time right away.
I mean, that's what you're looking for in a guy like that. Like, if he's coming up from D3, you want him to feel comfortable. You want him to feel like he's going to play and be an attribute to your team. And I feel like he has the style of play that Utah likes to run with. Like, when you think of someone, like, he reminds me a lot of Ryan Steins, who is right now balling in the PLL. Like, if there's one guy on the Archers that has been consistent and has shown up every single week, it's Ryan Steins. And he reminds me a lot of him, so I feel like he's going to slot right into their system well and kind of be able to fill that same role that Steins filled for them the last couple of years and have a lot of success out in Utah. He's not going to party a bunch, so that also will kind of keep his mind clear and help him really focus in on lacrosse. I think maybe that's why Utah has been dominating that conference now, because like they can't do anything.
Because lacrosse is all there is.
No, for real. Like they literally just eat, live, breathe, pray lacrosse.
Is that pray lacrosse? Put that on a t-shirt.
I don't. Not facts. I don't know a ton about Colgate Attackmen. Let me get his name. Freddie Fowler. Which, first off, Richmond. Fantastic name. Fantastic name. But he is going to be going to Richmond, as you just mentioned. He started 15 out of 15 games sophomore year. Did not see any action his freshman year. I believe he's a redshirt sophomore, actually, so I believe he got a redshirt year for that first year. He finished third most in the team in goals with 20, second most for assists, 39 total points in the year, 6 caused turnovers, 33 ground balls, 47 shots on goal. He even had a game winner against Hobart, had a hat trick against Virginia and at Harvard. Both of those games on the road in February. Had a season-high 3 assists against Holy Cross and Navy, and then collected a season-high ground balls against number 15 Boston and against Bucknell, adding a season-best 2 caused turnovers in that Bucknell game as well. Just from what we just heard on paper and what we can kind of formulate around his style of play, he sounds like another Lucas Littlejohn for that Richmond Spiders team.
Littlejohn's Canadian, though, right?
Yeah. But
yeah,
Littlejohn's a beast.
The only difference is that Freddie Fowler is a DMV kid. So starting to see him Chamati dive into to the DMV. Fowler, a Gonzaga kid, was a great, well, an elite player in high school. One of the best players in DC a couple of years ago at Gonzaga. And you're starting to see Chamati like quietly build the pieces. I think like he's not necessarily going after the big names, but he's going after guys that fit his system and his style of play, and he knows what he needs to replace. Right, like losing Aiden O'Neal, obviously is a big freaking deal. But the pieces that he slowly put together to replace that production, it's not going to be with one guy. And we'll see who kind of stays and who goes to Richmond. I know they still have a couple guys in the portal, like Botek, the Calvert Hall kid. I saw put his name in the portal. A guy who I think, maybe if he stays at Richmond in a couple of years could produce. But we'll see. Like, I think, like, again, like Chamati's one of those guys that's going to continue. He's probably going to get some names that people don't know. And he's going to quietly build that thing. And as we see, you can't even call them a sleeping giant anymore. They just are who they are. Yeah, they just are who they are. And and Dan Chamati, they trust down there, right? He got that mega extension. He's going to continue to recruit the hell out of these high school kids, and then of course go get his pieces. I think that's the biggest thing, is what's kind of going to separate them from being good to being great is kind of, we know that Chamati can recruit at the high school level and go get, we've seen him do that, but now with having a little bit of this success and this portal, kind of ammo and kind of swagger, per se, in the portal, knowing that you're in a name, making sure he gets the right guys and not just gets a name, and I think he's doing a good job of that so far.
Hoots, did we talk about Chris Caldwell last week? Cannot remember.
Yeah. I don't know if we did last week, but we definitely did 2 weeks ago. I know he went to Duke, but
yeah.
Actually, we may have, because I feel like I brought it up that was a big get for them and a big upgrade for him personally as well.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember because it's bolded on here, so they normally bold the new ones, but I felt like we had talked about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because that was their only big one, really, like in or out, really. Because what's his name? Kirchner went to LIU, but the others haven't committed. They haven't brought anyone in, so pretty boring offseason for them, I guess.
One that's going back to a school that I think is pretty significant is Kyle Morris going back to UVA. He's going to compete with Itapati, who we talked about last week going into UVA. I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought once Itapati kind of went down there, that Morris would kind of go look somewhere else for greener pastures. But whatever Fifes was able to do to make him stay, hats off to him. And it seems like, too, trying to look at who's been announced, but it's appear a bunch of Vermont guys hit the portal after Fifes took the job at UVA. Have to wonder how many of those guys are headed down there with him. I can imagine a lot of that defense probably. I mean, Vermont's always just played good, fundamental, sound defense over the years, and Fifes is going to have his guys. But, yeah, I'm just curious, out of that kind of mass exodus of Vermont, how many follow to UVA and how many sort of decide to go out on their own.
Any other names point out at you in the portal that may have popped up somewhere?
Not that popped up somewhere. I mean, I'm still shocked that I'm the biggest, probably on this, at least on this podcast, the biggest Dalen John Hill guy. I'm still shocked he is in the portal. He again has been balled out for Jacksonville the last couple of years, and that was a name when, I told you guys when the portal came out, like that was it. I was shocked to even see in the portal. So that's going to be like kind of the next domino that I'm looking forward to dropping. I don't know. Did we talk? I mean, I guess it's more prevalent with the coaching stuff. Did we talk about Hackett going to from UVA up to Ohio State? I mean, that's pretty big deal one way or another, especially now with what Ohio State is looking like or not looking like, right? So, I mean, Hackett was a baller at Bryant, couldn't really figure it out much at UVA and get much success. I think that also is just a crowded offense at UVA. So I'm curious as to, especially now with this Ohio State stuff that we're going to, touch later, what's his fit? Well, he finalized that move to Ohio State, and if he does, what's that fit looking like?
Before I want to put a pin in that because we're going to circle back to that. Has there been any movement within the women's transfer portal that's notable? I think we touched on like one player last week because I don't think there
we hit
really
the
was.
bigger names.
Yeah, is there any more big names or any notable movements?
It's dependent on this coaching cycle. I know we talked about Hickling going to Florida or going to East Carolina. I saw that LIU hired, or excuse me, not LIU, Longwood hired their new coach today from Division II. The name is slipping me. Apologies. And one of the bigger ones, Tiana Walper, Baltimore girl, going to from Ohio State. I was the assistant coach there to UNC Charlotte to be the head coach. So, I think once these jobs get filled up, then you'll kind of start to see who lands where. And I swear, and then another, while we're on the topic of women's game in general, how about Emma Ward going down to Florida from Syracuse? She was on Reggie Thorpe's staff, and we all know how great of a player she was at Syracuse. And now she got her feet sort of dipped her toe in the water as a grad assistant at Syracuse last year, going down to Florida to essentially replace Hickling. So that'll be interesting. I know that certainly, having her and Jared Bernhardt on the same staff certainly helps from a recruiting standpoint, recruiting younger players, along with Mandy O'Leary, who again is like a sleeping giant, and especially in the women's game. So that's just like in terms of names. I don't think you can get like just in terms of the names like on one staff. That's some pretty decent star power, but obviously you got to translate that to wins. They certainly are getting it done on the recruiting trail. We talked about it last week through their recruiting and through their transfers, but we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, it's interesting how the transfer portal has like transformed recruiting. Like, it's almost like coaches don't want to hit high school recruiting as hard. I don't think that's the case as much in lacrosse as it is a lot of other sports, but it is starting to creep in. I feel like coaches are kind of holding off and being like, well, let's see who enters the portal before we offer a few more. Like, I think there's names at the top of the list that they're like, if this guy comes in and we can get him, we're taking him. And then there's another group of guys where they're like, hey, this guy's good, but not a ton of schools are looking at him. Let's see if we can wait and see who enters the portal. And if we have a better option in the portal, we're going to take that if we can get it before we offer this guy. And I think that's starting to creep in.
Well, it brings up a question that I'm going to ask to you and to you guys after we talk about more of the coaching stuff, because now that is a part of the game, we're talking about NIL in the game. How is all this affecting that? I will give you the lead, DJ.
Good, because I was getting ready to transition. You brought up some players making their way to Ohio State, and you brought up some coaching things and a chance for us to step into the coaching carousel, which is going to be powered by our guys at Riverside. We made the switch to Riverside a couple months ago as a company. It has changed our entire productivity level on its head, from enhanced audio quality and episodes, easy-to-use editing tools, including a built-in editing bay for all of our shows on the network, and the fastest way to cut clips, segments, and funny moments for all of our shows. Plus, it is an absolute bargain compared to the competitors. Use our link in the description to get your podcast, webinars, or video projects looking and sounding pristine with Riverside. Huge development going down in the coaching realm of college lacrosse on the men's side. I didn't know a ton about it. Obviously, coaching over the weekend almost takes me completely off my phone and off Twitter for most of the day. There's a large coaching move that happened within the Big Ten. Jordan has some details. What do you know?
So I mentioned earlier Mike Phipps getting out of college coaching. Ty Sanders reported that last night. Good for him. Good for that family. He's got two little ones at home. I think Ty Sanders reported he's going to one play development, which I don't know if you guys have been kind of following that kind of under the radar thing, but I was joking with somebody through a text earlier, and it almost seems like that, with all due respect to Mike Mabry, who's the founder of it, is it like it's almost like the Saban kind of coaches get yourself together spot where these former coaches go after they resign and they want to spend more time with their family but still stay involved. So shout out to Mike. He's building that thing up from the ground up. Mike Mabry. So Phipps is going to do that. And just to not no free ads, but they got dudes like Chaz Woodson's involved in it. They just announced Mike Pressler. Kip Turner, who left UVA, is involved in that. Andrew Stemmel from Marquette is involved in that. So it almost is kind of like watch, these coaches, like as they resign, is that going to be kind of their avenue to kind of stay involved until they either want to get the next job or, just as a permanent spot to stay in the game, which honestly, to your point, like coaches, college coaches not recruiting less high schoolers. I think things like one play development programs like that, where they're getting kids not only physically but mentally ready for the college game, is only going to help it. And having it ran by former college coaches who have the relationships, who have the knowledge to pass along, I think is a great thing. Phipps leaving Maryland, and then the biggest domino, I should say dominoes, all three Ohio State assistants either resigning or leaving. I say that with the caveat because I don't know how much you guys followed on Twitter today, but it is noteworthy to point out, and again, not trying to throw criticism around, but as a objective journalist, I just have to go off of what I see. The school did put out a thank you to Travis Crane and Justin Tuma, the longtime assistants. Both been there about, I think it's 14 years combined. I mean, Travis Crane lives, breathes, sleeps Ohio State and that defense. So that was probably the shocker, to see him get out of Columbus. Inside Lacrosse reported that he's getting married. He's potentially moving back to Maryland. Love that for him, his family. Certainly understand that. And then they also reported that Tuma is stepping away because he wants time with his younger little ones at home. The interesting one was James Purpa. Obviously, first-year offensive coordinator last year, coming over coming over after being the head coach at VMI. Offense didn't look great last year at points. I mean, like, certainly, they had the talent on paper. That's the one where I wonder, was that maybe his call or not, considering he didn't get granted, he was only there a year, but, it is interesting, I thought, how the school put out sort of the thank yous to the 2 assistants, not the one. Perpa is going to, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's being reported that he is going to go out and try to pursue another coaching gig, whether that be a head coaching gig or an offensive coordinator gig or offensive coaching gig in some capacity. I still think the guy can coach at a Division I level. We saw what he did building up VMI over the past few years, and that's a program that's certainly like on the right trajectory, and a lot of that because of the efforts that he made. But for Ohio State, losing 3 assistants, and again, I'm just going off of what we know is out there, as IL reported that they had a Zoom call last night, which the players found out. What I'm curious is, and I'm not sure if it will ever see the light of day or not, but how many of the incoming recruits, and I really mean the transfers for that matter, I'm sure, the recruits are one thing, the high school kids, but the transfers, the guys who've already figured it out at the college level, who know this thing, how many of them knew that this was coming? And obviously, the caveat here being is that no schools have officially announced their transfers, as far as I understand. So how much paperwork is signed? How many guys are enrolled in classes? How many guys can maybe pull away from a verbal commitment and maybe try and look elsewhere, depending on what shakes out with the staff? I think that's where I'll kind of leave that conversation to you guys and toss it to you for a hot minute before I kind of go into what the other 2 assistants leaving college coaching completely kind of means. But yeah, I just want to leave you guys kind of with that to chew on.
To chew on, he says. For me, there's not a lot to chew on. I just hope Ohio State doesn't hire any assistants. Make Nick do it by himself. The suck eyes can suck me. I don't know what I don't have anything nice to say about those guys at all. I wish I could say the other one, but I'm gonna put it in the chat for y'all because that one is a little vulgar.
If I'm a Big Ten fan, I'm happy that Travis Crane's not at Ohio State because, man, like having to figure out those defenses, I know that kept a lot of coaches up at night. But this man.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
That's our favorite one up here. We literally have T-shirts that say it. Like, it is great.
Sure.
Yeah, but I bet you people in Michigan do.
Yeah, we take it serious. Hey, we don't have a lot to like live on. We got the Great Lakes, we got Motown, Floyd Mayweather, and hating Ohio State.
You're not even claiming Eminem.
Oh yeah, we rock with Eminem, but like M barely rock with us for real. If we're being honest, M don't rock with nobody. He his own thing.
Hey, isn't he a Lions fan?
Yeah. I mean,
you can't claim that, but
you feel me? I'm a secondary Lions fan. The Packers are just number one.
No, you can't be a secondary.
Yes, I
in
can.
Your own division,
dog.
No.
Do you know how bad the Lions are? Well, up until a few years ago.
It doesn't matter. Fair weather fan. You can't
whoa,
be fair weather
whoa,
fan.
whoa.
No, he's not. He's not fair weather. He just can't be in the same division.
All I'm saying is, I'm cool with the Lions winning if they're not playing the Packers. It don't bother me none.
Okay, that's I'm just gonna leave that. That's a conversation for a different day.
Oh, I ain't talking about like winning like a championship, but like if they're just
Yeah,
playing a
I know.
game, like
I'm just saying that's a
whatever.
conversation for a different day. That's a rant for a different day.
Like a little recently, it's been a little more bothersome because they are good. So now it's like them winning other games does kind of affect us because it makes it harder for us to win the division. But for so long, they were not a concern. So it was like, oh shit, the Lions are winning. Hell yeah, I'm here for it. And then, because like then all the people around me are feeling good too because they feel like the Lions won. They're happy. Like, yeah, I want you guys to be happy too.
This man giving them pity support.
Yeah, basically. Basically. But someone who isn't getting pity support and is doing the things they want to do in life are those coaches that are leaving lacrosse entirely.
Yeah, like the last couple of years, we've seen this. Not, I don't even say a mass exodus, but you've seen a lot of coaches get out of the game. I've been kind of texting around and having light conversations today about, and it's been over the past year. I think that it kind of hit me, or like, kind of like you start to wonder the why behind it. And I think it's like the whole what we've been talking about, transfer portal game. How many coaches legitly signed up to go recruit college players? For one, I think in a lot of ways, for some coaches, it might be easier because it's you're getting more proven guys. But also, I mean, there's purists out there who only believe in high school recruiting, right? To the point of high school recruiting, it is a grind. Um, Literally, a coach's schedule could look like having, um, the various tournaments last weekend, Maverick Showtime, at the beginning of this week, NHSLS later this week, and then having Crab Feast, Snaptown, all the other, and I'm just thinking of the tournaments around here, like around in my area. I'm sure you guys can name like 5 more.
Yeah.
But
There's
I'm
some
just
pretty
thinking,
big ones up here too, like Pipe City
right,
and
like,
stuff like that.
Exactly. So you're having all of these tournaments that you're having to get to in the summertime. You barely, for a lot of these coaches, the ones that made the Final Four, you got like what, a week off, 2 weeks off before you had to hit the summer circuit. So that's time away from their families, and you're seeing a lot of coaches cite having little ones, getting married, having things come up. How many coaches truly are enjoying spending their summers on the road, right? Um, you have to wonder if that's a factor. I think the most interesting point, and the one that I personally kind of want to dive into kind of over the next couple months or so, is Kevin Brown pointed out the White House settlement and how that's affecting college athletics and budgets and whatnot. So I'm just curious, as to, are guys being forced into pay cuts that they don't want to take, or are they looking at their athletic budget, the recruiting budget, and saying that this isn't worth it anymore? And how much is this truly hitting lacrosse? Because for Kevin Brown at Inside Lacrosse to say that, I think it has some legs to it. I'm not the smartest man in the world. I like to consider myself somewhat well versed in college athletics and how they work, but even I have not did the complete deep dive as maybe a Terry Foy has into how this affects lacrosse and how it's affecting lacrosse. And I think even Terry would probably say that the answer is ever changing and that it's not a finished sort of answer yet as to how it's affected lacrosse. But seeing these moves, seeing that being said, putting that leg together is kind of an interesting point for me, especially at a bigger school like Ohio State, right? I think from obviously like it's different from a lacrosse program, but I know Ohio State obviously did opt into revenue sharing with their athletes. So, as a lot of the bigger schools did. And then there were a lot of mid major schools who did not. And so I thought that would kind of be the sort of domino effect, was like you would kind of understand the school's financial situation if they didn't opt into the revenue sharing, the bigger sports and whatnot. But we're seeing this at the big schools where that money that's going to pay Division I football and basketball players, how much money truly is getting taken away from men's lacrosse. And again, some of these are private institutions, so we'll never know. Some of these are state schools, so I bet you it will come out within a year or two. But as sort of time goes on and these guys are getting out of the industry for one way or another, you look at that White House settlement and you look at where we're going in terms of revenue sharing. And for those out there like who are familiar with lacrosse, but maybe not necessarily the NIL game, because I don't think it's necessarily talked about as much. And I think with good reason, because it's only the top, at least from what I understand, it's like the upper echelon, the top 1% that are actually getting legit, even like notable, talkable, NIL being a part of that recruiting package per se, right? I mean, it feels like every kid's got a product deal, but a product deal is a product deal, right? It's a product for some social media post, but we're not talking about legit money. Obviously, I think it's out there that the top 1% out there is getting significant money, and I wouldn't, as much as Deej hates them, like kind of like Ohio State is a school that you can argue whether they are a championship contender or not, but I would think at least Nick Myers and these coaches want to recruit as such. And so are they looking at situations and saying, I can't, compete with this? Or do I want to compete with this? Is this how I want to build a team in order to get to a championship level under these circumstances? So I think these three moves today, like for the three assistants resigning, and then obviously with Phipps down at Maryland, Witcher leaving Dartmouth for potential, and then I saw on LinkedIn he's interested in sales. Moves like that, guys getting out of the sport completely, or out of coach, or else just say out of college coaching completely. What is, I mean, again, you can never speak. There's no one answer like across the board, but it is interesting to follow along. And so I think, these situations have legs to them that I think you wonder how much they have to do with NIL, revenue sharing, house settlement, etc., even 5 for 5, and how that's going to affect recruiting, which it looks like that's going to pass. How many coaches want to go out? Again, you're going to have to adjust recruiting boards. You're going to have to go through all that again, similar to how you did coming out of COVID. And you just wonder how much that takes a toll on coaches. And there's a lot of great coaches out there who they won't say it, but they just want to go out on the field and coach. They really don't want to sit there on Duke and look at a recruiting board and have to figure out, all right, how do I divvy up my, what are we at, 12 and a half scholarships now, amongst the 14 guys, and do that. There's a lot of coaches that would be like, I would love to just go sit and do X's and O's with my guys. But so, now it is.
So guess what? They should go coach high school.
And that's what they are. I mean, a lot of them.
Don't complain about your job. That's my thing. It's your job. You signed up for it.
There's no coaches complaining. There's no coaches complaining. I'm just giving reasons for
Well, yeah, I understand.
What are the reasons why guys are leaving? And I think that,
or maybe they all just hate Nick Myers.
That. I mean, listen, 3 assistants leaving him in one day. I don't want to criticize anybody, but that says a lot.
Maybe he
This is
literally
such
just
rage
like
bait activity.
maybe
Such rage bait activity.
I mean,
maybe he just ripped into them and they all just said, "You know what, bro? I'm leaving."
They said, "Wait, we can just walk out this room."
I mean,
They literally just woke up and said, "You know what? I'm not using my free will enough. I'm a grown ass man. I'm gonna walk out this door and never come back. I don't have to sit here and listen to you talk to me like this."
ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the wise man, and then you're listening to rage bait over here.
Not even one episode past the comment.
I know. Oh yeah,
But this is not intentional rage
last
bait.
week.
This is not
Rage
intentional rage bait at all. Like that was just a legitimate
No,
thing.
you're not.
But it
You're
is
not
di-
wrong.
it is
It's just
different.
funny.
Yeah, you're not wrong because, like, in theory, it looks sus.
Like nobody ever
It
asks
looks-
those kind of questions. Like they always go, "Well, what happened with the institution?" Or like, "Is it this?"
Yeah.
Like, why isn't everybody go, "Well, maybe they just don't like each other anymore."
Yeah. And truthfully, I'm not saying that like you can't ever use the family excuse or anything like that, but it does kind of feel like a cop out when it's like, I want to spend more time with my family because like everyone that has a job wants to do that. So I'm not saying that's not what happened, but we kind of see this over and over and over again. And it's like all of you, every single one of you just has a desire to just.
I mean, I do think it was interesting. And I think there was a reason there, right? Like the 2 guys that left, or like it actually came out was for family reasons, but Ben Perpa was not. I'm not saying anything. Like, listen, I don't want to insinuate anything, but James Perpa is looking for another college coaching job. Could there have been something there?
Yeah, that's even bigger because if he didn't have something lined up and he left, but he still wants to stay.
Exactly. That's what makes that. That's where I think you can draw where was the beef, or if there was beef. I truly, it sounds like, and I can, I don't want to take words out of people's mouth, but the kind of consensus that I'm getting, especially out of Travis Crane, who I think could be a head coach anywhere in the country, for that matter, and could get any college job he wanted. I think if he's like truly leaving, it is for family reasons. It's kind of the same thing with Tuma. Like these are 2 guys. These aren't just like 2 like randoms. Yeah, like these are 2 guys who one lived and breathed Ohio State, but I think are well regarded in the coaching community. Like are guys that could go get a job tomorrow in college coaching, that like if they truly wanted it. So I think with those 2, yes, I do. Again, especially you want to put 2 and 2 together. We'll put 3 and 3 together. You got, again, your offensive coordinator. They didn't put out a thank you. Granted, only there for 1 year. The offense had its struggles. We can't sit here and act like Ohio State had one of the best offenses in the country last year, or even in the Big Ten. And then obviously today, that's where I'm kind of wondering, and especially again with the pieces that transferred in, it does make you wonder what went on, especially in the latter stage. I mean, especially what it seems like this all came about in the last couple of days. It seems like, again, just based on this IL article, the 2 guys, Tuma and Crane, were kind of expected departures. The offensive coordinator one, I think, is kind of the one that is kind of, I don't want to say sus, but kind of like more in the in limbo one, especially getting those transfers in. I mean, even the other 2, getting those high quality transfers, you wonder, kind of did something happen in the last like week or so. So, sure, I'm sure stuff will trickle out on Twitter. That's for all of us to kind of decipher and see what we believe and what we don't believe. It's out there, but
Anything else happening that we heard out there? Hearing none, seeing none. Thanks for clocking in with us, y'all. This has been Outside the Box College episode 21. Don't forget to follow my nephews across from me, Who Sport Media on all platforms, Jordan_John5 on all platforms. Follow me, SCS_Next Great on Instagram or on Twitter. Uncle D's 12 on Instagram. Whew. Man, when my intro was so good, the outro had to be jacked up. It just makes total sense. Don't forget.
I think it was that momentum from that Lions Packers thing, like that just gets you off jazz a little bit.
Don't forget to subscribe to the pod, youtube.com/OTBLacrosse. Full video episodes of this, and you get all our lacrosse exclusives from the main OTB pod. Don't forget youtube.com/Underground Sports Philadelphia. Subscribe over there as well, as that's where you get full video episodes of the main OTB pod. Water Dogs Wednesday, which will have Kyle Lewis on it this week, and all other things Philly sports. Follow the pod on all socials, OTB Lax Pod. Follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground Sports PHI on all socials. And this has been another episode of OTB College. We're going to be back next week, talk more transfer portal, coaching carousel, and maybe a little something special on top. For all those Michigan fans out there, I love y'all. We love all our lacrosse fans too. Peace.